Yeah, so let's start on a subject, an interesting one. Just a little reminder, in my region of the Caribbean, the three main islands, Haiti, Hispaniola, my island, Cuba, and Jamaica, all next to each other. In those three islands, in the 18th century, in the end of 17th and 18th century, more than 1.2 million slaves were transported to what is now Haiti, which is the ancient French colony of Saint-Domingue. Uh, right, the island right next to it, Jamaica. Jamaica is just a dot if you see it on the map. It's just like a sand dust. Jamaica received more than 1 million slaves too, African slaves transported from there. So, and Cuba, right in the north, received more than 1.5 million slaves. 1.5 million at the end of the 17th and the 18th century. That's a very short lapse of time. That, of course, provoked the immense wealth that France and England accumulated at that time. A wealth necessary at that time to create what we call the Industrial Revolution that started in the early 19th century. Most of the profit was from the profit made during that time. You have to think now. Of course, it's very unfair. It destroyed millions of life and everything. But just to say something, by the way, the sugar, the sugar, it's one of the most consumed things in this planet. Everyone consumes sugar. Well, I told you the story, the injustice of that gave us the result that we like, which is sugar. What about if those big sugar cartels controlling the economy of sugar worldwide, billions of dollars? Why, just for, let's say, a kilo of sugar, usually that's the quantity that you buy, just for a kilo, you give 10 cents. 10 cents to those poor kids, the descendants of those slaves that I was talking about. Those descendants, I am partially one of them. I saw them in the favelas, in the bidonville of Santo Domingo. I saw them. I saw them. I saw the anger and the hunger that those kids were living. Just 10 cents when you buy a kilo of sugar worldwide. The amount of sugar consumed in a day is astounding. We would soon raise billions just with that 10-cent tax. Billions to construct a future for those children that don't have a future. They'll die exactly in the favela that they were born in. I think it's a I think it's a great I think it's a great idea. It's a sign of compassion. It will never repair what happened for 300 years in my Caribbean slavery. It will never repair that. But in a way, you're you're saying yes, okay, that, but look at what I do now. I'm giving 10 cents to give a future for those, to give a future to that future. The children's are the future. Anyways, people, take care. I want to give a special thank because this conversation, of course, is those ideas are all based on conversation that I have with my with my dear Anna by the side. I want to thank her a lot. It's really stimulating. Do it as much as you can.
But on my side, the conversation was not like about charity and about 10 cents, like in that sense.
But
What I was saying is that it should be taken to court,
yeah,
as if it has to be taken to court, because you didn't mention the land. What happened to the land?
of course, the
How
land.
many tons of sugar was coming out of these places?
More than 67 tons of sugar by year at the highest of the French colony of
And why
Saint-Domingue.
did they stop? Why did they leave?
They stopped because they destroyed the land. Do you know what it is to do crops five times a year? That destroys the land. That's why Haiti is stuck with that poverty, with that misery, because they have the inheritance in their land of 250 years of French slave labor, cutting like machines, cutting the sugar cane and blah 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 blah.
The land lost its qualities.
Of course, completely. It's, you see now.
And the water.
Haiti, back in the days, was a tropical forest, a dense tropical forest. Nowadays, it's a little desert. It's a little desert. You see small spots, just like in the savannah in Africa. You see small spots of green, but all the land is desert. Nothing grows there.
So I think they deserve a compensation. I think
Of
they
course.
deserve, and they should go legally. They should the community, the Haitian community, and the Caribbean communities of Montreal.
Of course.
They should hire a lawyer, have somebody like you or someone else do research, and then present the research to the lawyer. The lawyer looks at the research, he sees if it's valid or not, that they deserve a compensation. And this compensation, and then if the lawyer, yeah, then it could go to international court even. Yeah. And then these companies that are selling sugar today, well, it's in the end, it's the public that pays those little 10 cents. It's a sharing. It's also because, look, you go to the Caribbeans on vacation, right? A lot of Quebecois and Canadians go, Americans, French, everybody. How does it feel to know that there's children starving in the place where you're having vacation and eating like really well in the like hotel, having drinks? Where's the safety? Where's the pleasure of this? Yeah. And safety.
That's what it is.
You know? And then you're going to spend more money on safety, on your safety against them who are starving. Wouldn't it be more intelligent to just give 10 cents and create schools and give them free meals in schools to all the children? Create education, give them tools.
That's how much those 10 cents.
Yeah, but you know the corporations, they will never do it unless there's a lawyer, unless there's a case, unless there's a court, unless there's an order.
But it's
because corporations don't give a damn about people.
Yes, I know.
So the only way is to go legal, and I think there's possibility. But anyways, that's because it sounded like. We're asking people for charity. It's not the case. I think that it's time that these people be it's just a small compensation compared to the destruction that was caused by the sugar eaters, all of us.
Of course.
We love sugar. And we don't care how we get it and who suffers as a consequence.
Exactly.
And it's time to change all that because how long can we continue like this? We can't.
Not for long.
No, it was not even intelligent. It's not intelligent because it's to go for us to continue on the road of a society that is under repression and constant battle and war between the haves and the have-nots. That's hell. I don't think people want to live in hell. It stopped already before?